Hi guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we're taking a look at Doom the Dark Ages. Obviously it's the third in the sort of rebooted Doom series from ID and Bethesda. As it's Bethesda and Microsoft owned Bethesda, I'm playing it for free on Game Pass, so yay, I didn't have to spend 70 quid. Yes, this is the vanguard of the increased prices, and I believe it's slated to go up to £80 later on, so enjoy that. Thank you very much, Microsoft, for that. But at least I'm playing it for free. I think that's maybe their business move. Outprice the game so everybody gets Game Pass, maybe? I don't know. But fuck that, let's talk about the game itself. Now, coming right out of the gate, it is my least favourite of the three rebooted Dooms. It's still a good game. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. It's just not my favourite. They've changed a few bits that I don't like. Doom's always been about fast-paced action. They've made the Doom Slayer, or Doom Guy if you prefer, a bit tankier. He's literally described as an iron tank, and he's got a bit more plot to him. He can still move fast, but generally during combat it's more melee orientated and like being able to shield yourself rather than evading so much, although you still can. There is a much bigger emphasis on melee combat. You get melee weapons as well as ranged ones, and this shield is an important part of your arsenal this time around. You don't just block things with it, but you use it to parry shit back, and also you can toss it as well, and there's a few utilitarian sort of uses to that which I'll get onto. I think the biggest letdown in it, if I'm honest, is the fact Mick Gordon is not doing the soundtrack. I understand there was some friction going on for the second game, so I can understand why, but they've tried to ape him as much as possible, but it's just not the same as having Mick do it. My favourite in the series is Doom 2016. I felt that Doom Eternal was a little bit too sort of platformy and a little bit too where the fuck do I go now kind of thing. It's probably just me being stupid, but that's what I felt about it. Whereas the Dark Age, it almost feels like Doom for beginners. So on the easiest difficulty, your aim assist pretty much becomes an aim bot. You don't have to be shooting anywhere near a bad guy for it to hit it at all. You just literally run around firing and you'll just kill everything. I mean, I've done it on the easiest difficulty so you can see, and also because, you know, I have to finish the fucking game to be able to review it. So there you go. You'll be able to see from the footage I am shooting very much not near some of these bad guys, and they are dying, so although in fairness, it's not a whole bunch harder as you go up the difficulty levels. I think you'll want to crank it up if you're competent in these sort of games, unlike me. I think that's something you'll want to do. There is an enhanced story in here. They've concentrated much more on the story, but it's pretty forgettable. I actually had to go back and look it up on Wikipedia to remember it, so that doesn't bode well. The combat, while different, is still good. There's lots of big set pieces. You get to fly a dragon, you get to pilot a giant mech sort of thing. So there's lots of stuff like that. There are turret sections which are kind of like a bit antithetical to Doom, where it was all about the motion and sort of sidestepping shots and coming back and all that, but yeah, whatever. So what it tends to do now is you tend to have like hard counters to bad guys. So it's less about sort of I mean, it can still get pretty busy, but it's less about sort of your quick twitch reaction that the older games used to be. Whereas this time it's more about having those hard counters to certain enemies. Like you'll get enemies with energy shields, and if you shoot them with a plasma weapon, it will explode and kill like people around it, which is good. And then you've got enemies with just regular shields, and you shoot it to heat the metal, and you throw your shield at it, and it shatters the metal and kills them. The same can be said for enemies in armor. So you heat that up, you can smash it with your shield. Another thing I don't like about it is they've taken the glory kills out. Now this doesn't make any sense to me, because they've removed the glory kills because they felt it damaged the flow of combat. But now you've got parrying. And some enemies you can't hurt until you stun them by parrying their own shit back at them, which means you have to stand there waiting for them to shoot at you. I think that breaks the flow of combat a bit more, if I'm honest. I think taking the glory kills out was just fucking dumb, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm still like, about that. It does play fine otherwise. As I said, it's not my favourite of the Doom ones. Definitely the first game, I think they nailed it. And they've tried tweaking the formula in each successive game. And for me at least, I know Doom Eternal is very popular. And like I said, all three are good games. But it just feels slightly off. I feel like you didn't need to tweak it. You just had to expand it. And they really haven't done that. Each game plays very differently from one another. It feels totally different. Especially this one compared to either of the other two, because it's just so much more... It's not slow in terms of like other games, but it's slow compared to Doom Eternal, you know? So, it's... There are other things that I don't like about it. But there's lots of things I do like. Like, it's genuinely a good-looking game. The environments look great. The character models are pretty good. The story is really... Like, there's a character in it that looks a lot like the hugging lady from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I was kind of like, okay. Right then. Another thing that may put you off it didn't really affect my gameplay experience because I don't really care about this particular issue. There's no multiplayer. That's right, you've got a Doom game with no multiplayer. You've just got your single campaign, which has 22 missions in it, or episodes, or whatever you want to call it. And once you're done, there's not a whole bunch of reason to play back through it. There's no major decision points or anything like that. It's not that complicated. Certainly the story itself it's telling is pretty basic, I think, is a fair way to state it. They have put more effort into the story this time round, but it's just a basic story to serve to get you from A to B. It's nice to have a bit more, and the cutscenes are well done and good to look at, but no, the story's not going to stay with you. As I said, I had to go back to Wikipedia to remind myself of it. So there's that. You know, it's kind of like trying to set up as a bit spawny in the fact that you've got like the Doomslayer that's kind of caught between heaven and hell. That's where it came off to me anyway. You're sort of your own man on an island kind of thing where you just want to kill demons and shit, and that's okay. And like bad angels, or like kind of their equivalent, kinda. But as I said, you know, if you've got a Game Pass subscription, no brainer, go play it. It's a good game. If you were really sort of into like the movement shit on Eternal and loved that, just how fucking cracked out that game was, then you might be a little bit disappointed here. If you're paying £70 for it, I don't think it's worth it. It's not an incredibly long game. I think it took like 12-13 hours, somewhere around there, for me to finish it. Don't quote me on that, that's off the top of my head. But certainly, you know, if you're paying £70 for it and there's no multiplayer to keep you invested, if you're in that sort of thing, that's a bit of a tough sell. Maybe wait till it comes down. I would say like why not 50? I mean, when you look at games like Oblivion and Expedition 33, both retailed at 50, and the amount of content you're getting in that compared to this, and in my opinion they're both better games. I don't know, man. I mean, the Steam charts are telling a story as well. I mean, it's not doing great at all. I mean, and you know, the idea rolled out the old classic, oh, we reached 3 million players in the first week. What does that mean? Ubisoft say that. What does that mean? That's not sales, is it? That's not sales. That's like people have played it, right? So it's Game Pass or promotional shit. I mean, they're giving it away with like, or they were giving it away with like anything above 50, 70 video card. So what exactly does that mean, and how does that translate to money earned? I mean, there's not a huge... I mean, it did top the sales list on Steam, I think. So a fair few people have bought it. Just the concurrent player count is not very good. In fact, it's less than Veilguard's. Imagine that. Doom getting spanked by Veilguard. Now, whether it's because of the price or whether it's because of, you know, the lack of multiplayer, or even like Doom 2016 had a map editor, that's not there either. So it's kind of like there's a whole number of reasons people may not be enjoying it. It's a pretty busy, you know, period as well, as I not the mic. Found out myself. You know, there's a lot of good games that are pretty lengthy. I imagine there are people out there still ploughing their way through Oblivion, and you know, it's a long game, so of course. So I don't know what affected the player count. It's not a bad game. I certainly wouldn't tell you to avoid it. I think it's expensive for what it is. But if you got Game Pass, like I say, it's a no-brainer. But, yep, that's my opinion of Doom the Dark Age. So let me know what you think down below. Am I full of shit? What's your favourite Doom game? And let's open it up to the whole series. Why not? I thought Doom 64 was pretty good. I got that for free with Doom Eternal, I think, on the PC. I quite like that version of Doom. That's quite a good version, gotta say. I was impressed. Anyway, guys, take it easy. I'll catch you next time.